guys, my name is Golden Arcadia, and today I feel like I'm melting, like for reals. It's so hot today. I don't know what's going on. It's the weather is just awful, man. Last time we left off, massive outbreak, monster somewhere, scan the map to find locations, blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm not here yet. I'm missing a couple, so let's get that out of the way.
ご予約のカルデラ様ご一行ですね。言ってみたかっただけよ。はい、調査。
Camellia room. So I believe there's a new room here. Yep. Let's do that. Let's get that out of the way. I think I'll use Alice. No, actually, I won't use Alice. I'm gonna use, jeez, it's so hot, I can barely think. My head. There, that should do it. Let's see how this goes. Alright, more reasons to use, I want more reasons to use my dear, it's not Quetzalcoatl. I can't remember the name right now. How can I call her my dear and not remember her name? It's not Gaia. It's just Tiamat.
踊りの方が得意だけどね。
手出しはさせません。ダメです。
うまい手を考えよう。
頑張ります。はい、NSS サービスです。もちろんお望みのままに。まだ。レナ・ジェネシス展開。強く創世の利にあらない。
Nah, we were drunky. Oh, it's faster to farm these because you get multiple enemies. There we go. We got an additional enemy.
イノベーション始めます。はい、NSS サービスです。もちろんお望みのままに。皆さん。火薬のにお参りしていきます。そうですか。
Tiamat.
暗い海の底に踏み越えていきなさい。
I haven't really used Tiamat for any challenge quests yet. Ooh.
させません。ダメです。星の力。
ありがとう。
そうですね。
Check my black grail.
暗い海の底に踏み越えていきなさい。
おっとかい。敵対しているものだとはいえ、倒してしまうのはちょっと忍びなかったね。
I'll probably just have to do it one more time. Milk and lanterns. Mostly just milk. One more time. Milk. Mostly milk. Ding 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 ding. Dang 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 dang. Da 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 da. Am I missing one? I think I am. It's fine. Alright, let's do this one more time, and that should give us... That should complete a couple quests and give us enough points to continue the story. So damn hot, man. I got 3 fans on. I don't know if anyone can hear anything. Hopefully not.
いいでしょう。アサシネイト受けたまわりました。
手出しはさせません。ダメ。頑張ります。
うまい手を考
え、そのように。失礼。
そうですか。
こちらの話です。まあ大変。
ハイパーお母さん出動。お弁当忘れないで。わかりました。
完全配慮よろしくて。え、そのように。失礼。こちらの話です。扱ってあげま。お参りしていきます。
そうですか。
Only Eater.
メガジェネシス展開。強く創生の利にあらない。させません。ダメ。頑張ります。
Oh wait, does it not go away? Oh, it's one turn, yeah.
ありがとう。
そうです。いいですね。暗い海の底に踏み越えていきなさい。
One, two, three. Oh, the regular missions. Do.
先日春服はパステルカラーがおすすめと達成で達成感が失われ。
Alright, 3 missions.
その輝き、山のような仕事とかけて、よく晴れた日と解くす。キリが
70
ない。
missions. Let's go. Damn.
その輝き、お宝す。なんか手に入ったっすか？後で自慢していいっすよ。 かくして、シ
Let
ャバゾ
us
ートマスター
continue.
は
I
次
don't know how
の
long
任
we
務に
got
向
left.
かうのであった。次
Oh.
回、魔法よ。
The murder at Akumono Hot Springs. Your reason for being here. Part 1. Day 6 of the Kumano Hot Springs race shift. Public bath, early morning. Forget a living only twice. This is the 5th time the magicians died now. Oh, right. I'm sorry. This is no time to be standing around in shock. We need to put out the fire and check if that's Aoko or not. I'm impressed, Mash. You never lose your cool, no matter what situation. There aren't many people out there with the humanity to voice what they believe, even when they're not entirely sure. I wish a certain burning someone would take a page from your book. She would be showing up any moment now, right? Ah, damn it. I was afraid I might be dead. Since when I finally linked up with my memories, too. Oh, wow. There's sure a lot of people here. Did I, get to know you all or something? If I did, you must be really confused right now, huh? Sorry about that. Could anyone tell me what's going on? And that's the way the cookie crumbles. So that's the story, huh? Funny. But are you sure you didn't embellish anything for a... Damn. But are you sure you didn't embellish anything for a laugh? No? Oh. Okay. Oh, man. I'm so sorry, player. On behalf of all 5 of me. Okay, Alzaki. Now that you're all caught up again, what do you make of this latest murder? Let me see. Well, I can tell you right now that I was the killer. I can recognize the result of my own magic bullet. You said that Wan created imposters of the other guests, and those turned out to be the killers, right? Eastern wanted to become younger, Buzzhead wanted to find romance, Sugitani Rainbow wanted a male body again, and Ryogi wanted a happy home life for her family. The other Alkos were all killed in different ways, ambushes, a duel to death, taking a bullet for someone else. But this murder looks pretty one-sided to me. Can you tell why, player? Because your wish matched the 5th spring's power. Exactly. Ishtaring went first in the first secret spring, and she really did come out younger. Normally that would be when Wan system kicked in. The exact imposter would show up and kill her now that her wish was granted. But Aoko 1 stopped that from happening and ended up dying in her place. That makes Ishtaring the only guest here to have her wish come true and live to tell about it. Alright, none of the people who came for the 2nd to 4th springs have their wish granted. In fact, to begin with, Aoko was already in the bath, making sure they couldn't get in, but their wishes were still genuine. That's why the imposter showed up. They don't need an imposter to enter the bath first. As long as someone with an applicable wish is present, their doppelganger will appear and kill them in exchange for granting it. At least that's how Wan's curse system was supposed to work. But Aoko threw a wrench in the cycle. We can tell because the baths are still full. The magical energy in the water is presumably what grants the wish, so it probably disappears once it occurs. But on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th days, the water is still there. The doppelgangers appeared, but the corresponding wishes never came true. Damn, really? I had no idea the secret spring system was such a hassle. Hang on. So the fact that the spring of stiff shoulders annihilation is empty now means Aozaki must have gone in. I won't say what her reason probably was, but I bet she was thinking, I've already stopped the curse 3 times and one is gone, so there shouldn't be any harm in trying the spring for myself now. Or something along those lines. What? Don't be silly. Of course I wouldn't think something like that. I swear, Shizuki, you're always so perceptive when it comes to when it least matters. See? I do see. Anyway, I'd guess my other me's reasoning was half wanting to try it and half needing to try it. She probably went to verify it on her own because she didn't want to ruin the case closed celebration. After all, you guys never did find out why Aoka 1 came here in the first place. Anyway, on a different note, why aren't you more phased about all this, Tobimaru? Why would I be? It's a simple numbers game. You die, you get replaced. That's how the system works. Day 1, Aozaki appears. Day 2, Aozaki 1 dies, replaced by Aozaki 2. Day 3, 2 dies, replaced by Aozaki 3. Day 4, 3 dies, replaced by Aozaki 4. Day 5, Aozaki 5 appears and dies. Aozaki 4 remains alive. But since Aozaki 5 wouldn't show up unless 4 was dead, I knew she wouldn't have to die. She would have to die at some point. And now here we are. I'm guessing Aozaki 4 picked up on the this paradox too. So you knew all along and you never said anything. I see. You're still shouldering everything so nobody else has to. At any rate, it seems the spring's power is still working. So I suppose 1-1 wasn't responsible after all. Yeah? So what? Let's just forget about this and go home already. The worst that happens is Aozaki dies again. Maybe so, but now we can't leave yet. Seriously, the whole world's gonna end unless we solve this. Really? You mean you're finally gonna destroy the world, Press? Not her, but I don't want to blame you for reacting that way, Kinomi. It really doesn't feel like the world's in any danger. Claire, you originally came here to repair a singularity, right? What do you think? I know what you mean, but I believe what Aoka was saying. Well, all right then. Let's put all our heads together and try to figure this out. Besides, Tobimaru, do you really think you could go back to Tokyo now without a bad taste in your mouth? No, I guess not. And I suppose we did start this investigation because we didn't want the world to end. Okay. We can have one final discussion. It's the vice president's job to support the president after all. We still don't know what Aozaki 1 saw that made her jump here in the first place. But you should at least have an idea of when she saw it, right, Aozaki? Seeing as you're her and all. Of course, I knew that when I came here, the first me was originally sent here in 1999. But that's our only lead. 1999. I guess we can take a look at the hotel register from back then. Where do you keep it, Kinomi? I'll register? Those are in the hotel lobby. I can show them to you right now. Oh, but don't get your hopes up, okay? There's really nothing interesting in them. Alright, I'm gonna get a big cup of juice or iced tea. Okay, I'm back. All right. Let's see. Okay. Here's all my old registers. There's one for each year. Thank you for sharing these confidential documents with us. I know this information should usually be kept private, but this is an emergency. Don't worry, it's fine. The only things written down are guest name, addresses, and whether they caused any problems during their stay. And that's mainly just so we can be sure to tell any egregiously entitled customers that we're all filled up the next time they want to book a room. I see. So inns rate their guests like guests rate their lodgings. I'd have to remember that. 1999, 1999. Here it is. Okay, so in May of 1999, the guests who stayed here were Ryogi, Shiro, Ishitarin, Sugitani, Fujino, Bazet, and Karen? That's strange. What could this mean? Aside from us, those are the exact same guests as this week. They were even staying on the exact same days. Wow, that's one hell of a coincidence, but I guess these things happen when everyone goes on holiday at the same time. Let's see. 2 years ago, I'd already taken over the inn, and I think Lady Caution was here too. So the same situation 2 years ago. What's going on here, Kinomi? The thing is, I don't remember May of 2 years ago at all. It's like it poofed out of my mind. Can you elaborate on that? It's hard to explain. The best I can do is that I forgot I even forgotten. I was just surprised as you guys when I saw the hotel register just now. It feels like something happened for someone else. Oh hey, I think it was like that for the other guests too. I mean, nobody else said anything about how this is just like last time either, right? Oh, so it's not just you. None of the other guests remember being here 2 years ago either. Which means... Did you just realize something? It all makes sense now. I finally know what Alco 1 did. Guys, let's continue this in the sky room. I got to tell you something. Hang on. What's your name doing here in the register for this year? This case would have gone a lot smoother if Alco 1 had actually explained what was going on. So I need to start by apologizing on her behalf. I'm sorry. Even if she felt like she couldn't trust anyone, she should have at least let you all know what was going to happen in 1999. Does that mean you know how the world is supposed to end now? I do. It's only bits and pieces, but I managed to sync up with the memories of Alco 1 saw. In May of 1999, an unidentified entity that can only be described as a star shows up at this location. The moment it does, it blows away everything in the Kumano area, then releases a magical energy wind that raises the rest of the region. My guess is the star will keep emitting magical energy forever, generating storms as long as humans exist. As long as humans exist? Speaking hypothetically, does that mean the star will run out of magical energy and stop? if it wipes human civilization off the face of the planet? No, I wouldn't have been sent here if that were the case. Civilization's destruction isn't part of my jurisdiction. I'm in charge of the matters involving the extinction of humankind. Not that anyone assigned me, but still. So a star destroys a world, or rather humankind in 1999. Say, wasn't something supposed to happen in 1999? Oh, I know this one. Nostradamus prophesied way back oh, I know this one. Nostradamus prophesied way back when that a great and terrible king would come to Earth from Mars in July 1999. I don't know if that prophecy is true or not, but I can say for sure that nothing happened in 1999. Not to mention, the month is all wrong. You said this star happened in May, right, Aoko? That's right, Mash. The star has nothing to do with the angle noise. And if it was just an ordinary meteorite, humankind would have ways to deal with it. We can track meteorite trajectories years ahead of time, and we have the moon to shield us, which means the star is an existential threat to humanity that would never exist under normal circumstances. Even if meteorites were to somehow snake its way past Jupiter, it had been drawn into the far side of the moon, and it would be dead. So instead of coming from space, this star must have come out of the ground. Out of the ground? So there's a star buried in Kumano Mountains? That's right, which brings us to the question of what happened in 1999. Please don't freak out when you hear this next part, especially you, Mashin player. Back in 1999, Aoko 1 decided the situation was too much for her to handle on her own, and decided to trust that a solution would be found in the future. Specifically, she took this entire singularity and kicked it 2 years down the road. Then you don't mean you made this 2001 singularity? I guess so. That explains why you haven't found the Holy Grail yet, too. How could you, when I'm the source? Man, no wonder my magical energy went so low. I'm still maintaining this singularity even as we speak. I wonder how long I'll have to keep this up for. Okay, I'd laugh too, but also, you can kick singularities? Oh, sure. It's like when you're about to lose at a board game, so you sweep away the board so no one can play it anymore. Of course, in this case, that doesn't change the game's outcome at all, and it arguably makes it even worse. So this 2001 Kumano in singularity, is that even worse outcome, and you're responsible for it, Aoko? I said I was sorry. There was nothing else I could do at that time. As much as Aoko needs you to teach her to have a heart, Mash, we should save that for later. Let's focus on the present. So this unidentified star showed up in 1999. That happened in a singularity, right? When Aoko once sent this singularity to 2001 and 1999 ended without incident, I get all that. But then what happened to Kumano in May 1999 after it was sent to the future? The historical records for the human that for that time should be blank. But that document said as much, right? It also means that Kinomi and the other guests staying here at that time have no memory of that month. And now this unidentified star incident that was going to happen in 1999 is happening now this year. I guess this is history's corrective power at work. It always tries to cause events to occur if they should have already happened. So because this incident was pushed from 1999 to now, all the same factors from 1999 have gathered here again. Which means, if this incident began 2 years ago with the same guest, then one of the guests here now must be the culprit. That makes sense, but we've already ruled out all the guests, huh? Exactly. Lady Kashin was just under the Ox of God's influence, and you guys already took care of that. But doesn't that mean this star isn't going to show up anymore? Good point. I'm sure Alco 1 came here looking for the culprit, but she got killed before she found them. The other Alcos may have known exactly what was going on. But they must have thought that the secret springs granting a wish was the trigger, which is why they kept watch over them every morning. But it turned out that the 1-1 system was producing the doppelgangers, so they never realized what this star really is, or the suspect responsible for it. We're officially out of leads. No, there's still a suspect. Someone who fits that bill better than anyone else by far. Really? You could tell? Yeah. I don't usually like relying on the process of elimination, but in this case, that's the quickest way to arrive to that answer. First, let me get the timeline straight. You said Alco 1 came here for 2 years ago, because this is when the star is supposed to emerge and destroy humankind. But why now? 2 years later? Obviously because nothing happened until now. And until it did, there's nothing for her to find. To put it in other ways, it means this unidentified star thing requires 2 years to emerge. It probably takes that long to charge up or something. That should have been true in 1999 as well. So if that star's first emergence was 1999, that would mean that whatever created that star happened 2 years before that, in 1997. Oh yeah, I didn't think about that since I can't send things to the past, but you're right. That brings us to our possible suspects, the inn's guests. Each one had their own reasons, their own humble wishes for being here. But while those wishes may have triggered the 1-1 system that kept killing Alzaki every morning, they had nothing to do with the star. Which means we can eliminate every guest with a clearly known reason for being here from the list of suspects. So let's go over every guest and their reasons now. Wait a second. Player and Mash came here from Chaldea to repair this very singularity. The intern summoned my assistant for reasons I still don't understand to help them. Then there's the eccentric who came to 1999 to save the world, and me, a detective who came to find a missing person despite usually rejecting such requests. There was Ishtarin who wanted to become younger, Bazette who ostensibly came here on work but was actually here for a secret spring. She came with Karen, who in turn wanted to see what would happen to Bazette. I won't publicly disclose Sugitani Rainbow's objective here, but I'd say it's a known fact by this point. Ryogi came here with her family to wish for a happy home life and to procure a new sword. Fujino was Ryogi's hired bodyguard, and Shiro came here to sell Ryogi the sword. Kumanoi might have seen suspicion, but he was just an ordinary comedian, and Kashin was just a victim of an unfortunate circumstance. And there you have it. Those are all the guests whose reason for being here are clear. I still can't think of anyone whose reason we don't know. That just leaves one person. Someone who still has yet to share what it is she's doing here. So tell us, Kuonji, what are you doing here? I didn't think anything of it at first since you and Alzaki are close friends, but you were here at this inn from the very beginning. Alzaki is here from the future. You could say Soldier was summoned here from the past. But you're from the present day. Friend or not, it makes no sense that you would have accompanied Alzaki here. You mean you were here for your own reasons, Alice? I thought you'd come here to help me. That was a strange thing to say, Alco. Have I ever been the sort of person who would come to help a friend out of the goodness of my heart, despite not hearing from her for years? Ouch. Wouldn't hurt you to sugarcoat it a little. Kuonji, nobody thought twice about why you might be here, because we were all used to seeing you and Alzaki together. But then I noticed a certain name on the hotel register from May 1st, 1997. Fuongialis, which means you were here right at the time when the unidentified star would have been planted to emerge 2 years later. It's time to fess up. You're the culprit, aren't you? I just came here to recover something I left behind, or rather, what was stolen from me. 4 years ago, one of my Ploy kickshaws went missing. This inn. Only one. Number 1 shiny star. It looks just like an ordinary gumball machine, except that it can grant a single wish. I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back. Oh. I feel like I'm dying. So Alice is the culprit. Robin sighs. Magicians only live twice. Except they don't. They live like 5 times apparently. The concept for the toy gumball machine was a box of wishing stars. The last witch was inspired to make it from a similar styled gumball machine she happened to see on her way home from the grocery store. She was drawn to its novelty. Sure, things had long gone out of fashion and had clearly been a long time since anyone used it. She inserted a coin and turned the handle, and out popped a gumball with a hearty clunk. There was many different colors and flavors of gum inside, but the witch didn't get the kind she wanted. She then stood there for a moment, taking in the wonder of the situation. I got something completely different from what I was hoping for. It was like life itself. Life is full of moments like these. Struck by inspiration, the witch raced home and began making her idea into a reality. She would fill her machine with many different wishes. She would gather many different stars. I want to be rich. I want friends. I want a lover. I want a pet dog. I want a job. I want a family. I want to improve. I want to pass my test. I want to get married. I want to be successful. I want to feel secure. I want to be loved. I want to do the last part over. I want to recover my losses. I want to get back the shine I lost. I want to forget forget that ever happened. There, everything is now in place. One turn of the handle and a wishing star candy will pop out. Be the same as your dearest wish, the one you hold deep in your heart. If such miracle were to take place, then that wish must be surely the number one wish in this world. The witch named her toy with that concept in mind. Floyd Kickshaw. Wishing Star Box. Only one / number one shiny star. A tool for granting only one, your number one wish. That's the Ploy Kickshaw I lost at the Kumano Inn 4 years ago. It's a personal wish granter, a box of wishing stars. Looks like a gacha machine, but for wishes. Gacha? Does have a novel ring to it. It's too bad I didn't know that term when I made it. This is no time to be regretting your naming decisions. That ploy is what's causing this, right? How could you lose something that dangerous? I can't even begin to describe how grossly negligent that was. Please refrain from slander. I told you, it was stolen. This was back in 1997. I had to figure out what to do with all the ploys I didn't have any more use for. My house was already over capacity with curses, so I couldn't store any more cursed objects there. But I also couldn't just throw things that dangerous into the trash. That's why I chose this mountain. First, I stayed in a small cottage while I worked to dismantle them, but then I got sight of this inn. I decided to change venues to somewhere more relaxing, and it worked. The work went apace. I perfectly unraveled the curse's power, holding the ploys together, and completely neutralized them. Then, when I made my way back down the mountain, I made little stone shrines in various places, and held memorial services for each of the ploys. However, after I got back to my house, I checked my toolbox, and I realized I had an extra dismantling tool left over. I realized then that I must have lost one of the ploys before I could dismantle them, but I couldn't remember what it was. Looking back on it now, it seems clear that the ox god hiding in this inn basement swept it from me, and altered my memory so that I couldn't clearly recall what I had dismantled. The ox god shows people's wishes in the form of their future, so it must have wanted the wishing star boxes in its new body. It makes sense that it would be drawn to another wish lantern. The ox god may kill whoever it shows the future to, but that's not because it hates people. I think it just enjoyed granting people's wishes and only kept producing new victims inadvertently. Wait, isn't that just killing for pleasure? Shizuki, I feel the same way, but now's not the time. So you don't know where the wish star box is either then, Alice? No, I don't. Now do you see? I did nothing wrong, and I'm not responsible for this situation. That's not true, Miss Alice. What do you mean? To say was you can't take responsibility for it. Still, going back to what you said earlier, I don't remember much of May 1999 either, so I'm pretty sure I must have come here then too. The purpose of this discussion, let's suppose that the wishing star somehow became activated in 1999. If around the start of that year, I'd heard that the Kumano Hot Springs business was booming, I would have remembered that a ploy was stolen from me 2 years ago and have gone to retrieve it. However, since I'm not used to climbing the mountains and I would have known it'd be dangerous, I wouldn't want to go alone. Which means there's a strong possibility I would have asked someone who is familiar with the mountains to come along. But according to you, Aoko, that retrieval attempt must have failed. So I would have ended up defeated, and something must have gone wrong with the Wishing Star box. I see. So in 1999, you came here before I did to try and stop the star thing, but you failed. Now I finally understand why you were summoned here as a servant, Sojiro. Well, you do? Why? The only reason it makes sense for you to be a servant now is if you died on this mountain and you were summoned in a spirit body. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's obvious that he died, right? Because you only summon people who died, not people from who haven't died. But I always thought this Shizuki was the one from the novel, not from here. Because he technically did die. She just displaced his death to the future, to the far off future. But he still technically died. So he would have been recorded in the Throne of Heroes still. Anyway, at least now we've identified what the unidentified star is. Anything else we should know about the Wishing Star box, about Shiny Star, Alice? Because your mother's heirloom remains her ploy aside, I'm not too thrilled at how easily you were able to make something capable of destroying the world. This is just speculation on my part, but I think adding the Ox God's characteristic to it must have strengthened it. So then Shiny Star would gain more power with every wish granted. That's probably why there are 5 springs that grant their own wish. Let's say it goes up a grade every time it grants someone's wish and takes their life. You know how often rate products and stores with the star system? You could think of something like that. Every wish the Ox God enhanced Shiny Star grants makes it go up a star rating. It granted 5, so now it has 5 stars. That must have been how it was able to defeat you so soundly back in 1999. What do you look so proud of? Of that? It defeated you too, didn't it? I get it. It's an SSR. SSR? That's short for something? Oh, sorry. Never mind that, Sojiro. That's just a little rem inside joke Senpai likes to make. More importantly, if Shiny Star's rating is going up, that must mean you've learned to sound pretty rem yourself, Mash. So 2 years ago in 1999, Shiny Star used 5 secret springs to grant guesses wishes and upgrade itself. And at the time, Ozaki determined she wasn't able to stop it and sent the whole singularity into the future. In doing so, she basically forced the 1999 Shining Star to become a dud. It's an even worse cover-up than tampering with election results, but what's done is done. Let's say she made the right call. Yeah, you know politics was never my strong suit. My guess is Alco 1 knew there was no way she could stop the Shiny Star in that condition. She might not have known exactly how it worked, but from its characteristics and the way it attacked, she probably at least figured out that she had to stop it from granting wishes again. So she kicked the singularity down the road to the next time when the Shiny Star would appear, then went there herself to head it off. She must have been trying to lower its rating before she fought it again. That's why she said something like, nobody's getting their wish granted on my watch. So Shiny Star granted 2 wishes, youth and annihilated stiff shoulders, which means its rating has 2 stars. Though it could have just been 1 star if a certain someone had exercised better judgment. Yeah, excuse me for wanting to treat myself for once. Still, this shiny star at 2-star rating should have been much weaker than the one Alco faced in 1999. But does this mean Alco's plan worked perfectly? Right? I'm glad you at least understand, Rash. All we have to do now is destroy Shining Star. And this case will be truly closed. Of course, we still have to figure out where it is first. I still have no idea. Hang on. There's one thing of this Shiny Star that still isn't adding up for me. If it's granting its wishes to upgrade its rating, then whose wishes was it granting? Was it just granting its own wishes to improve its capabilities? Or was there someone else trying to make Shiny Star stronger so that it could grant a bigger wish? That's an excellent point, Shizuki. You're exactly right. Shiny Star has no desire of its own. It only grants wishes for people who activate it. Which means someone must have been the first to turn its handle and get lucky with their wish. To grant that wish, the ploy first had to upgrade its wish granting capabilities, its star rating, as we've been calling it. I bet that's also why these hot springs suddenly gained 5 secret ones. That each granted a different wish. Oof, that's good to hear. So? How so? I don't see any good about this. It means your ploy didn't start making trouble on its own. Just knowing that makes me glad I came here. I guess that's true. This would mean that the real culprit is still at large. Someone at this end must be holding onto Shiny Star in secret. It won't do anything unless it's trying to grant someone's wish, which means someone must have it even now. I suspect you already have an idea who could it be, player. That's amazing, player. Senpai, please tell us the answer then. The year you lost it. The year you lost it gave me a big hint, Kuonji. That's right. There's only one person here who was also here in 1997. Kinomi. You were the one who invited me to stay here for 4 years ago, weren't you? Ah, stop. Don't say any more. I didn't steal it, I swear. I just found it in my room after you left. It was you? It was me, but you can't blame me. How was I supposed to know that the toy was so dangerous? Well, it is. Now hurry up and hand it over. Once we destroy it, these hot springs will finally be safe. Okay, I'll go get it. It was Okinomi, huh? No, wait. Maybe that's not quite right. He did say he just found it in his room. What do you think, Kuonji? I believe him. Even if the Ox God or something it was possessing stole the Shiny Star from my room, it wouldn't have any wishes of its own. It just likes to grant other people's wishes. So someone nearby would have had to be the one to activate my Shiny Star. Kinomi must have been the perfect pasty, since he just started living here after the last owner took a liking to him. That being said, what now? Is there something still nagging at you? I still don't understand how this happened. Shiny Star was a failure. Ugh. Oh, man, I'm bushed. Here. Part of me hates to see it go, but this is it, right? So this is the only one / number 1 Shiny Star. That was surprisingly easy. I was expecting you to put up more of a fight, Kinomi. The Kumano Inn's welfare comes first. Anyway, you said this will stop the world from ending, right, Praz? That's right. On that, you have my word. Thank you, Kinomi. In the end, we couldn't have done this without you. Also, what do you wish for when you turn the handle anyway? I'm not telling you that. Huh? Wait, Aoko, let me see that. I know it. 1-1 is still here. Or rather, the stuff that created it. The Ox God must have kept part of itself inside Shiny Star, so that it could still function as 1-1 even if its main body was gone. Shiny Star must have already been half 1-1 when they activated in 1999. Damn, seriously? Is this all because I made that name and legend? I just picked up on something you said, Kinomi. If it hadn't been 1-1, it would have been something else. Anyway, this means we'll need to finish exercising 1-1. First, let's go to the room with no opening. We should be able to get rid of 1-1 once and for all if we bring Shining Star to the omnipotent spring. After that, I'll let you decide what to do next, Alco. Whatever you choose, I won't stop you. I'll take the lead and let you know if I find anything dangerous. Any dangerous protrusions along the way. So far, everything looks the same as it did yesterday. Yeah, the Ox God is still completely gone after yesterday's events. All that's left of it is Jesus. All that's left of it is the part that stayed behind inside the shiny star. Looks like everyone made it down safely. I'll go next. Guess we should go down too. Wanna go first, Alice? No, you go first. That way you can catch me if I slip and fall. Huh? Why are you acting so scared? If you're that afraid, maybe I should just scoop you up and jump down. Hey, Alco. What made you think Shizuki died here? It's not like you saw it happen, right? No. I probably didn't even see his body, but I can still tell how he must have died. The only one way a guy who could easily see surviving a world-shattering meteor could end up dead. He died protecting you. I see. If that's what you think, maybe you're right. Okay, I'm ready. Let's get this over with. Hand shiny star to me, Alco. There you go. So what are you gonna do with it? Good question. What do you think I'm gonna do with it, player? Submerge it. Correct. I can see how you Chaldean mages were able to prepare so many other singularities. You really know your stuff. Huh? You're putting it in the water? Won't it rust? For that matter, if the water gets inside... It's Wan. Skiji. Kosuke, please stand back. It's okay. I can handle this myself. Wan disappeared. What was that? Its last lingering traces or something? That's right. The spring grants wishes by appearing as the wishmaker, remember? What you saw was the future, the wish of the remains of Wan itself that were still hiding in the shiny star. Of course, now that the body's gone, I was able to defeat it easily, since it no longer had any power. I also now understand why I had trouble fighting back against the devil in the reference room. It's because Shiny Star was jamming other ploys. Essentially, it was putting up a kind of field that kept lesser ploys from working. Say, does this mean the name Wan is... Oh right, I heard someone saying Wan in a dream and decided to borrow it from Wan's name. So now all we have to do is shut down the ploy kickshaw. I hate to destroy such a beautiful object though. Is that really the only way to stop it? I'm afraid so. I still don't know how I got activated in the first place, so our only choice is to dismantle it. What is it, Aozaki? Is there something else you haven't told us? There actually is. There's something all of you should know. Once we destroy the shiny star and the world is safe again, I'll end up going to my original time, and this singularity will disappear. The Kumano Inn will go back to the beginning, same peaceful inn it was before, aside from all the hauntings anyways. At the same time, it'll be as if 1999 singularity happened. It'll be as if the 1999 singularity never happened, since I'm the one keeping the two singularities linked. That means the world-ending threat in 1999 will go away, and destroying Shiny Star here in 2001 will prevent that threat from ever arising here too. That's great. Makes this whole investigation worthwhile. Now I can finally go home. However, it also means that Sojiro's death will become permanent. Not everything that happens in a singularity goes away, even when the space-time is repaired. People who die in a singularity will still be treated as if they died at that time, even after the singularity is repaired. Facts are always made to line up, regardless of how they happen. So you're saying destroying Shining Star here won't change the fact that I died at the Kumano Inn in 1999, which means that I'll have officially died in 1999 in exchange for closing the case now. That's right. It's the surest way to keep the world safe. No, thank you. What about my safety? Isn't there any other way? I don't know. Is there any other way? Does it seem likely? There is, since the reason Shizuki died in 1999 was because he got caught up in this world's incident. If we destroy Shining Star and repair the singularity before he dies, we can save the world and his life. How so? You said he already died, right? Not necessarily. Sojiro died inside a singularity, which means that as long as he's still alive when the singularity ends, the facts will still line up. Not too late to go back to 1999 either. The only thing keeping this singularity in 2001 is me. If I just undo the lock, it'll automatically go back in time 2 years ago. At the same time, I can set our own timeline to when that singularity began. Then all we need to do is destroy Shiny Star before Alice and Shojiro show up, while its damage can still be contained. So, on that note, I have a request to make. I'm sorry, but is it okay if we go back to 1999? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, if we're gonna do this, let's do it. But what are we gonna find when we go back to 1999? I'd like to say it'll be an unbelievable sight, but the truth is, the moment I cut off my magical energy holding the Singularity 2001, we'll be back in 1999. The Singularity back then was something of a disaster zone, so I can't guarantee your safety. Once we get there, find some big rocks to hide behind and look for Shiny Star. The rest of us will take it from here. Between me, Alice, Player, and Mash, I think we stand a good chance. And this time, we'll have another advantage. Remember how two of the same thing can exist in the same time? Well, when we bring 2001 2 Shiny Star back, the same time as 1999 5 Shiny Star, the 2 Shiny Stars will combine, and the 5-star one will be detuned to 2 stars. So that's why you didn't let it grant any wishes. That's right, Aqua 1 couldn't tell what she was up against, but she still figured out a way of weakening it. This Drade, it sounds like we got everything going for us. Alright, then let's get going. I want to see what this world of wishes come true for myself. Not me, thanks. You all go on without me. Huh? Why are you running on our parade, Your Highness? This is a battle to protect the world and save your friend's life, right? Why are you getting cold feet now? Are you that scared of dying? Of course I am, jackass. I don't want to keep my wife waiting for me any longer. Huh? You're married, Your Highness? Even though we all swore we'd be lifelong bachelors when we were in school? I'm sorry, Sojiro. I promised her I'd get back safely, so I can't go with you any further. My detective work is done. I'm sure you can all take it from here. Don't give it a second thought. And congrats, Tobimaru. Thanks. Feels weird having you congratulate me twice, but I appreciate it. So, who's the lucky lady? I'm sure my adult self knows, but I don't. Oh, you've met. I've introduced you over the phone sometime. Well, that clears up the mystery. The reason you went to the old building at 6 on the dot every evening was so that you could call your wife in Tokyo and tell her you're gonna be home soon? Go to hell. Forget this traitor Shizuki. When this is all done, you should quit your job at his agency. Sorry, Tobimaru, but that's not happening. You're too involved to turn back now. Since you all know what's going on, you're all going to come back to 1999 with me whether you want to or not. Huh? Wait, that's why you opened up with an apology? So you knew this would happen when you explained the situation to us? I sure did. I know you catch on quick, Tobimaru. Even 10 years later, you're still the best vice president I could ask for. Okay, stop here. This is where I'm gonna undo the lock, keeping the singularity in 2001. Once I do, our surroundings should immediately snap back into 1999. Kind of like a rubber band. It can be pretty disorientating, so if any of you get motion sick easily, you might want to close your eyes. Are you sure this is a good place? I'm sure. Nobody ever comes here, right? This is the same spot I jumped to when I came here too. I see. So this is where Akko 2 and onwards have been arriving from. Oh crap. I know I was totally on board with this, but I'm starting to get cold feet. I mean, we're going to be time traveling back to 1999, right? Are we going to be okay if we just up and die? What if we just up and die? I know press has always been fine with stuff like this, but player, Mash, and even vice press are all acting like we're just running to a store or something. Me, Kinomi. Ah, who said that? Oh, it's you, Alice. I'm not scared, okay? I've just got pretty battle jitters. Really, that's all. I mean, us supporting characters gotta make sure that we don't mess things up for the main cast, right? I see. I never considered you a supporting character myself. I'd say you're an extra at best. But never mind that. I wanted to talk to you before we go. I've been thinking about how this happened, and I can't come up with a single answer. As far as I can tell, it should be impossible to activate Shiny Star. There's a complete failure. The reason, there is a huge hole in the plot needed to work as fairy tale. Is a fairy tale. What kind of hole? That's right, in the name only one and number one. The Roy grants wishes that are only one of their kind. It sounds good in theory. Everyone wants to believe their number one wish is like no other. But that's not the case. Every person's number one wish is the same as everyone else's. There's no such thing as a number one wish that's also the only one of its kind. I want to be successful. I want to be promoted. I want to love her. I want to bring someone back to life. The world is chock full of wishes like that. There's commonplace as the stars in the sky. That's why shiny stars should never actually shine, because there's no such thing as a special one-of-a-kind wish. So I'm gonna ask you again, Kinomi. What is it you wished for? I'm not saying. Come on, man. This is important. I see Alice and Kinomi are talking alone. Probably be about the wish. You mean the one Kinomi made? Right. I'm surprised he's not even telling Alice, though. I'm not sure I've ever seen him dig his heel like that. He's probably just sulking. Real heartfelt wishes aren't the kind of thing you usually go around tell her, oh, telling others. He's embarrassed and trying to save face. But never mind him. Are you done yet? I get that we don't need to hurry if we're going back in time, but there's no sense in taking longer than necessary either. I know. I just finished setting up the coordinates, so all I have to do now is let go. Okay, everyone. Get over here. Once you close your eyes and count to 3, we'll be back in 1999. Won't make any difference, but if you're nervous, you can hold hands. Now, is everyone ready? Go for it. Okay, beginning regression. Candle singularity. Get ready to party at Kumano Hot Springs like it's 1999 again. This is so long. I just ripped the ticket in half. Fill the machine with as many wishes. Gather as many stars. Gather many stars. One turn of the handle and a wishing star candy will pop out. If it is the same as your dearest wish, the one you should hold deep in your heart. If such a miracle were to take place, then that wish must surely be the number 1 wish in the world. The witch named her toy with the concept in mind. Toy Kickshaw. Wishing star box. Only one. Number 1 shiny star. A tool for granting only one. Your number 1 wish. It wasn't until later that the wish admitted it was a failure. There is no such thing as only one, the number 1 wish in the world. There are countless earnest, precious wishes in the world. There's simply no way any one person's wish could be number 1. Not to mention, it's impossible to rank wishes in the first place. So really, the whole concept fell apart the moment the stars shining in the sky were likened to wishes. Hello, human. I'm the fairy tale that took up residence that took up Jesus Christ. I'm the fairy tale that took up residence on this mountain. I never had a name before, but now you can call me only one / number 1 shiny star. Please tell me your wish so I may grant it. Tell me your number 1 wish, a wish that's the only one of its kind in the world, and one you can never take back. It can be a wish you thought of now, or one you've been keeping a secret for a long time. Huh? Okay. But wishes are usually something you think of on the spot. I could be rich or popular or a ladies' man, but none of those seem right. Sure, I'd like those things, but they're not important. One time, I did a fasting bit for my variety show that became a huge hit. My pay went up and I got to move into a real nice apartment. But then I had to do the same bit over and over, and then it was like, if this is the success train, I want to get off, you know? So like, I wouldn't know what to do with money if I was rich. Being popular would make other people hate me, and even if it was a ladies' man, I wouldn't be able to really make them happy. So I don't think any of those wishes are my number 1. I see. Please tell me your wish so that I may grant it. Man, you don't hold, Jesus. Man, you don't back down, do you? I like that. Alright, if you want my number 1 wish, I think it'd be just once. I'd like to have the in the who am I kidding? That's probably a ton of other people with that wish. So that's not gonna work either. Congratulations, my search has not found any identical results. Seems that wish was the only one of its kind in the world. Huh? Your wish will be granted. I promise I will make it the number one wish. It's easy to make only one thing, and the number one thing. I've learned a lot from humans over the past 500 years. My name is only one. Number one shiny star. I will become a shining star and grant your wish. All right. Are these really cool? The Kumano hot springs? Are those shooting stars? I can't believe it. How could it have interpreted the wish so violently? That's enough magical energy in the air to rival the age of the gods. Humans cannot operate in this environment. My master should be okay thanks to his mystic codes, life preserving systems, but Tsukiji and Hosuke will be okay. Yeah, they're all right. There may not be any oxygen, water, or sunlight here, but doesn't need to be. We're in a fairy tale world now. As long as you don't push yourselves too hard, regular humans can still operate here. Keep your actions to a bare minimum. If you get injured, it'll be all over for you. You don't gotta tell me twice not to be a. You don't got to tell me twice not to be a hero. We're just here to offer advice or maybe be cheerleaders. Stopping shiny star is your job. You know me, and I'll just stay here and. You know me? No way. This is a disaster. Never mind losing the inn. This could destroy all of Japan. For that matter, how the hell did that wish lead to this? Kinomi, I'm pretty sure everyone at the inn managed to evacuate. When Shiny Star activated, Kumano and Yoshike must have sensed the danger. Rather panicked when he couldn't find a way to stop it and hurried everyone down the mountain. Really? Am I actually that competent? Of course you are. There's no one better than you at getting as far away from danger as possible. How many times have you tried to minimize the damage for something so you wouldn't get in too much trouble? Oh yeah, you're right. Way to go, 1999 me. So, now what? And also, what are those lights swirling around there, up there? Those are earthbound stars, as opposed to the stars in outer space. Their lights, Shiny Star itself, called here. When those stars are no longer visible, that's when Shiny Star will become complete. It'll be a ploy kick shot even more powerful than the mainster's three miracles like the Flat Shark or the Thames Thrall. Are you serious? You're not just trying to scare us? So it'll be stronger than the Wander Snatch? You can't let that happen. True, but we still have some time. How does this sight compare to the one you saw, Alko? The magical energy wind in Alko's footage was stronger than this. She couldn't even get within 50 meters of it. Then we know it's been detuned enough that we can at least get closer by now. Tsukiji, Kinomi, you two stay here. The wind looks like it's blowing from the center of the crater. Is everyone ready to fight? Then let's go. Don't hold anything back. The moment it's in range, destroy it with everything you got. Is that the shiny star? Huh? Shiba stopped observing. What in the world is happening around that star? Alzaki? It's nothing. Come on, let's get to it. Summon your servants, player. We've had lots of time to prepare and we got plenty of firepower on our side. Failure is not an option. Don't worry about the nearby lights. They're harmless. Just focus on attacking the star. Don't get discouraged even if weird things start happening. Alright, we'll be careful. What is it? Ignores sure hit pierce invincibility and reduces attack to damage to 0. Immune to all debuffs. No, still not strong enough. Why can't we actually do anything when we're near the star? I feared the worst when I saw Shiba had stopped observing this vicinity. Jesus Christ. I feared the worst when I saw Shiba had stopped observing this vicinity. It looks like I was right. Space-time no longer has any meaning near Shining Star. There's no past, no future, no success, no failure. Everything is simply listed as recorded, don't change. As if the recorded universe itself is rejecting it. What? But this kind of phenomenon manipulation would require a spirit origin on par with a real star. What could Shiny Star possibly be getting that much magical energy? There. It's absorbing the magical energy from other stars in the sky. Those are wishes. A shiny star is drawing its wishes from the people around the world. Isn't that right, Alice? To make a one-of-a-kind wish into a number one, the shiny star resorted to the worst possible means. Usually, it would be impossible to make one small wish the number one wish on this planet. But if all the other wishes were to go away, and the one small wish was the only one wish left in the world, it would become the number one by default. That's what all those shooting stars are. The shiny stars gathering up every other wish from all of humankind, rejecting them not as number one and turning them into stardust. That really is an awful way to do it. So then the world isn't gonna end because that magical energy wind destroys everything. It's going to end because humankind will die off once their wishes are all gone. Looks that way. Of course, I had the same thought, that I had to do whatever it took to stop it. But it didn't make any difference. Even though it's been detuned, we still can't get through it. Whether it's with fists or words. Damn it, I made the wrong call. Just stopping it from granting wishes wasn't enough. It's not like you would be so faint-hearted, Alco. You sound as if you really did come from a future with a person, where one person's wish ruined the whole world. Yes, a ploy kickshot deploying its rules is invincible, but that's only because it's following its own rules. The shiny star activated on a wish that was the only one of its kind in the world. That's what the core powering this messed up fairy tale world. But if that core goes away, the shining star but if that core goes away, the wish star's box will go back to being another third-rate ploy. So you need to find a way to deny the condition enabling it to operate. It doesn't matter what that way is. So like, you want Kinomi to take back his wish? You mean it's all we have to do? The only problem is neither you and I can move from here, or we won't be able to keep that magical energy wind contained. Tobimaru and Kinomi will be vaporized instantly. And it's a good thing we have them here. Shizuki, player, go talk to Kinomi. I'll cover you as best I can. Mash, can you stay here and keep the magical energy wind at bay? Of course. Leave it to me. Wait, you can use your Bloy kickshots here? Yes, so long as they're more valuable than Shiny Star. Looks like I've just that one ace that fits that bill. I'm gonna send out the Wander Snatch. The mist won't last long in this storm. They still have my folklore defense. That should slow down the Shiny Star growth, but it won't last long. But you'll need to settle this before I completely turn to mist. You and Mash are gonna hold the line here? Got it. Then I'll go get Kinomi to take back his wish, even if I have to force it out of him. I can't believe it, Aoko. Don't you see? If you try that, it will really be game over. Huh? Why is that? Even if you could force someone to rescind a heartfelt wish, it would just be empty words. Nothing's going to change with Shiny Star until Kinomi rescinds his wish and means it. Now do you understand? You stay here and remain on offense. Shiny Star's sure to take notice once player gets close to Kinomi. So you're going to need to stay here and fight it one-on-one to make sure it doesn't. You'll be risking your life to act as a decoy, but you've already died lots of times, so what's one more? magical energy wind is getting even stronger, Master. You heard them, Soldier. Let's go talk to him. Whew, that was close. Thanks. Of course, I'm gonna make sure you're safe. Anyway, I actually wanted to thank you, to talk to you about something. I think I got over half of what Ozaki and Kuonji were talking about. I understand that we need to stop the shining star, or the whole world, or the whole Earth will be in trouble. I also get that it might not be easy because Kinomi is being surprisingly stubborn and refusing to help. So I was thinking, if this new plan doesn't work, let's go back to the old one. You mean the plan to destroy the shiny star in 2001? But you... Yeah, that one. You said you're originally from 2019, right? So once your work is all done, I'd like you to promise me you'll visit Kuonji and State at least once a year in my absence. Soljiro. Don't tell anyone else, okay? Anyway, let's just focus on convincing Kinomi to help us. So please, Kinomi, tell us what you wished for. No way. What are you sulking about, especially at your age? Don't you get that the world's going to end unless you tell us? I'm not saying. Kinomi, I promise we won't laugh no matter what kind of wish it is. Ugh. I'm still not saying. Besides, look around you. There's no way I could be responsible for this kind of disaster. Sure, I get the feeling I talked to Wan in a dream once, but how could that possibly lead to this? I'm just a regular handsome innkeeper who used to be a comedian and just wants to enjoy every day. Alice and the press will figure something out. We could just hide here until they here and cheer them on. I didn't want to do this, but my wish is to open a bakery with the person I love. I see. That's a great goal. I appreciate you telling us that, even though it made you blush. That wish has nothing to do with mine. I didn't wish for anything nearly so admirable. I'm just plain Okinomi Hosuke. Just carry me to the graveyard and bury me with the rest of the planet. Alright, you leave me no choice. I'll have to break an arm or two until you fess up. No, Ozaki already thought of that, and apparently it won't work. It's okay, I thought this might happen, seeing as how it's Kinomi and all. We'll just have to do this a different way. Claire, you can still reach Ozaki, right? Ask her to go back to 2001 and destroy the wishing star box there. And this will all be over. Tojiro. I can't take this anymore. You got me so distracted. I let the explosion hit me. Nobody's gonna make fun of your wish, you idiot. We're not gonna reject it or even scold you for it. If this wish is that important to you, we just want to know what it is because we're friends. Now hurry up and tell us already. What did you wish for? I just wanted her to become my number one. That's all there was to it. What does that mean, Kinomi? You fucking fucktard. Jesus Christ. I spent 2 years running my own variety. I can never say this word. Variety show on my hometown's local network, and another 2 working in Tokyo after I'd made enough of a name for myself. As a comedian, I was a reliable source of ratings. Of course, it helped that it was my dream job, but I was also lucky that the big agency took me under its wing. And that my show came on a local network managed to become weirdly popular. My older colleagues didn't care for me, but so what? I'm used to being looked down on and underestimated. Besides, it's true that I'm a soft touch. I'm too easy on myself. I hate adversity and I cry at the drop of a hat. I figured I could never match up to anyone who put in real effort, or rather, it would be unthinkable if I did. All I ever wanted was to enjoy myself. Man, I love how easygoing your segments are. I love how easygoing your segments are, Yoshisuke. Nobody's on edge, and even the guests who hate each other are behaving. I became an AD because I always wanted to be in showbiz, but I started having second thoughts when I found out how it dashes hopes and dreams. But your improvised live segments were always flying by the seat of our pants are exactly the kind of thing I always dreamed of doing. The only part about working with you that kind of sucks is how bad the catered lunches are. My appeal was that I never took anything seriously. I could make anything at least kind of fun. So I can't blame other people for looking at me and thinking I was an irresponsible slacker. From their perspective, I was way more popular than I deserved. Made a good living off of it, and I still only ever ate convenience store food. I was all ready to accept that I just let the wind take my life wherever it wanted until people got bored of me. First time I saw her was pure coincidence. She just happened to be performing in a tiny stage in the department store where I was doing my shopping. Her name was Mitsushima Masago, which didn't exactly roll off the tongue. Her look, singing, and dancing were okay at best. And yet there was just something about her that drew me in. Maybe it's because I was feeling struck myself. Watching her made me want to do something to help. Not as Kumanon Yoshisuke, but Kinomi Hosuke. And I watched her perform. I realized something else about her. She had no stamina at all. She physically didn't have what it took to be an idol. I'm no swan myself, but I've been in showbiz for long enough to know that what a brighter world shines, the harder, lonelier, and emptier it is behind the scenes. Still, I cheered her on, supported her as best I could. But without any connections to the idol industry, she never caught the eye of anyone who could help her break out. One day, our paths happened to cross when we were both booked to perform at the amusement park show. She said she'd never been on an amusement park before, so I suggested we ride the Ferris wheel during our break. Don't worry, nobody's gonna care if you're seen with a meme. I'm the industry's laughingstock. Whatever happens, they'll just write me off as a joke, and that'll be that. If you get right down to it, I'm just a dumb comedian. As long as people laugh at me, my job is done. I never laughed at your banter, Yoshitsuke. Damn, really? Man, having a cute girl tell you you're not funny right to your face really hurts. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I mean that your banter always cheers me up. You're not trying to make people laugh. Most comedians seem like they just want to make people laugh and that's all, but not you. It's more like you'd rather the world be one where you can laugh. That's why you work so hard to get where you are now. Not that you're fine with being laughed at. You just care more about being able to laugh yourself. What makes you think that? I guess because I'm the same way. I'm not actually that confident in myself. If I'm being honest, I think the whole idol business is messed up. But I love having other people hear my voice. That's what helps me keep going with my singing and dancing, even though I'm not that good at either of them. Whether you're an idol or a comedian, it's hard being in showbiz, isn't it? Might look like fun, but pretending to have fun when you're not, well, that's just really sad, don't you think? That was the first and last time we spoke. It was also when I stopped personally supporting her. I didn't feel like I was worthy to support someone like her. And I also didn't want to let anything slip if I were to meet, if we were to ever to meet on set again. I was sure she would succeed eventually. I really was, but it never happened. Huh? Why is the script been rewritten? Did something happen today? Oh, you haven't heard yet. You'll see today. There was a girl who collapsed on stage and died in the hospital. What was her name again? Mitsushima something. They say she always been kind of sickly. Aw, poor girl. That was when I heard that Masago had weak kidneys, and had to do dialysis several times a week since she was little. They said she died from exhaustion, but it wasn't long before I heard all kinds of nasty stories about her. I would have just as soon remained ignorant of. But never mind them, they're not worth telling. When she was gone, all Masago left behind was 3 singles and a few recordings of her concerts taken with cheap cameras. I got so fed up with the whole thing that I left showbiz and went off the grid for a while, until I ended up at the Kumano Inn and hit it off with the previous owner. I enjoyed working at the inn more than I thought. Sometimes we'd even get guests I never expected to see. As an employee, I was allowed to customize the inn however I liked. I could put up all the posters I wanted and no one ever complained. Then one day, one spoke to me, said to tell him my wish so I could grant it. I didn't know if I was dreaming or awake, and I didn't care. Once he said that, all the feelings I kept bottled up came pouring out. So I told him. I told Wan exactly what I had been wishing for. I didn't ask for anything impossible like bringing her back to life. I just wanted her to be the top idol in the world at least once. Hell, lots of times if I'm being honest. And I still want that. Even now, I sometimes dream of her taking first place on the charts and in competitions. That's a super common dream. There's no way it could be the only one of its kind. Like Wan said, it had to be. So I figured Wan would just sigh in disappointment go away, but instead, congratulations. It seems that wish is the only one of its kind in the world. What? Are you kidding me? The only one of its kind in the whole damn world? I'm the only one? Not a single other person still remembers her songs? She was so lonely, but she still worked so hard. And she made some beautiful music. But you're telling me not a single damn person in the world wanted her to see her succeed? You're wrong. That can't be true. No way in hell. Tell me that ain't true. So there you go. That's what I wished for. How do you get it? Even if the world really is in danger, there's nothing I can do. I can't lie and say I was just kidding and ask to take that wish back now. Even now, I still want to see her be number one. Now I see. You weren't clamming out of self-preservation. You did it because you were angry. Kinome, your wish, your anger, I couldn't reject it even if I wanted to. Yeah, this is about how you feel. Nobody can deny how people feel about these kinds of things. Deliberating, denied. Deliberating, denied. Deliberating, denied. Deliberating, denied. This wish is still the only one of its kind. This is the number one wish. Just once, I like Mitsushima Masago to have the most popular song in the world. This wish was not made out of self-interest. This wish was not made of calculated purpose. This wish was not made to satisfy a desire. This wish is absurd. This wish is interesting. This wish is beautiful. By granting it, I am being fair and impartial. Player, and rewind what I said before. We're gonna destroy that thing here now. I want to, but how are we gonna bring that star back down to Earth? Yeah, I hate to admit it, but Shiny Star's logic is flawless. Not even Kinomi can deny what he wished for. At this point, our only hope is to... Well, of course, we can't take back the wish made from the heart. Shiny Star's dead right about that. Knowing you were the only person in the world to wish for that idol's success, no wonder you were too upset to tell us. You did nothing wrong, Kinomi. I'm sorry I said you were sulking. Huh? What's this about, Your Highness? Just shut up for a moment. I'm about to close this case nicely and neatly. It's said that this wish is still the only one of its kind. That it's still the #1 wish? What a con job. That's not your wish anymore, Kinomi. That's its own. Hey, Shiny Star. Seems like Jesus Christ. Seems to me like you're just trying to raise your own rep by making this wish out to be more valuable than it really is. Fine then, I'll play along with your game. If you care about the rules that much, then listen up. You say Kinomi's wish is the only one, that nobody else wanted to see her succeed, and you're dead wrong. There's no way that wish is the one of its kind, because I wished for it too, bastard. Okay. So it's no longer the one of its kind if we all wish for it. You say Kinomi's wish was the only one? That nobody else wanted to see her succeed? Well, you're dead wrong. There's no way that wish is one of a kind, because I wish for it too, bastard. Testimony verified. Considering priority. Priority. Top priority. No way. You know about Masago too, Your Highness? Of course I do. How do you think I tracked you down all the way out here? It's because I had something for you. Here. This is yours. This is just one part of the whole pack. Wait, is that my handwriting? What are you doing with those, Your Highness? You're creeping me out. What, is your memory even worse than Robin's? Those are fan letters you wrote, you idiot. Back when you were cheering her on, you used to write her long handwritten letters every time she got a gig. You tell her that she did well, that she did great, that she could stand to improve. Honestly, I'm amazed you could write the same damn thing so many times. I got a headache just reading through them. You read my personal mail? What are you, a paparazzo? I had to as part of my job, dumbass. I needed something to track you down, and these were my only lead. The only reason I have them is because my client lent them to me. They said your letters were their late daughter's most prized possession. Masago knew she didn't have a long life ahead of her, but she still wanted to spend it doing what she wanted. I'm sure being an aspiring idol was hard for her in lots of ways, but for the last 2 years of her life, she was genuinely happy. Her parents told me these fan letters you wrote inspired her to keep going. Like I said, they were her most prized possession. Her parents started looking for a detective so they could return the letters to the guy who sent them. Eventually, they found out I used to know him back in high school, and that's how I got the case. Unfortunately, there were almost no leads. All they had to all they had were the letters and videos of some of their daughter's gigs. I figured knowing what kind of singer she was, I could help. So I watched them over and over, and well, the songs weren't exactly my taste, but everything else about them was really good. I don't know the first thing about singing, but seeing her effort, her emotion, and the joy she got from performing, even I could tell how brightly she shone on the stage. I didn't think it was possible to become genuinely fond of someone you didn't know before. But Nishishima Masago was the real deal. He made me a fan, and I earned the cold shoulder from my wife. Now go on, stand up, take these. There's nothing sad about this at least, right? Oh, I see. She's just riding the bandwagon, huh? I was her fan before you even heard her name. You did it, Tsukiji. Look at how happy Kinomi is. You really did. There's no way Shiny Star could have seen this coming. Not recognized. Error. Impossible. That test of me cannot be real. My aggregation was perfect. Yeah, maybe back in 1997 when you started gathering wishes. But I hadn't gotten the request to find Kinomi back then. That didn't happen until 4 years later in 2001. So I didn't learn about Mitsushima Masago until after you collected your data. No. No fair? I know how you must feel. You can blame Ozaki for cheating you if you want, but first, it's time to get to work, Shining Star. You said you're fair and impartial. Prove it. Try gathering your data again. Deliberating. 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 Testimony. Unknown. Evidence. Unknown. Verify. 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 No results found. No results found. No result found. Evidence validated. Verification approved. Deliberation impossible. Result found. 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 Shiny Star's world is shutting down. Hurry, everyone. Now's our chance to destroy it. I'll be right there. Come on, Senpai. Sojiro. Hell yeah. Thanks, Kinomi. Just go and save the world already. I needed to live, you know. Ah, you. Look at them running off so happy, like they've already won. Still, it's only right us old hands show them how it's done, being as we were the star players in this case. This wish might have been number one, but it definitely wasn't the only one of its kind. This is what showing your true colors looks like. Do it, Aozaki. Breaking toys is still what you're best at, right? Know it. I have some thoughts about your choice of words, but I'll gladly take it from here. This is it, Shiny Star. In the end, you're just a broken toy. A wishing well that never got what it really meant to be number one. Collecting lots of wishes and stars isn't necessarily a bad thing by itself, but sacrificing other wishes is just a selfish desire, not a wish. Unfortunately for you, I think I've died more than enough times. This time, it's your turn.
今度こそ決める。
アキレスシャバゾウ。
起きてるよ。
ムクダリどもで甘くないっすか？チョコだけに
一致アメージング。
果てしなく死ね
今回だけよ。
最新の魔法を見せてあげる。見つけた。
開演の時に空を仰いで恐れなさい。マインスターの3つの奇跡。グレート3クラットスナック。
最初の底から今はの星へ。クレーン層をひとまたぎ。お待たせ。ちょっとだけ地球を救いに帰ってきたわ。青神さん。
仕事の時間は警察気をつけて。
作戦タイムだ。落ち着こう。雪が止む頃には
そうね。
家に帰る。
まだ展開。
切り分けて。
スキャリー追加。スピンドル展開。
色あせいいわ。静かに。開演の時に空を仰いで恐れなさい。マインスターの3つの奇跡。グレート3クラットスナーク。掴んで見てファンタズム。なんだブリッジオーリ
今この辺かな。
おう、どうだふ。
踊りになって。
いや、上危ないぞ。
ムクダリどもで甘くないっすか？チョコだけに
夜は遠く近く。クラウンいいわ。そうね。開演の時に空を仰いで恐れなさい。 マインスターの3つの秘跡、グレートスリー、クラットスナーク。あなたの負けよ。言って。なんだビーチオ
マダン展開。サポートお願いね。マダン展開。逃げられるとディストーション。
ローラン
Oh, a second.
どうだろう。さて、下か。まったく青崎来たな。注文だ。食らえ。
スピンル展開。ホズミサポート。私ごとにストレンジダウン。チャームトップ。術式拡大。衛星弁解放。バーガー開花。行くわよ。アースライパーターボ。そういうところよ。スキャリシートスビューブレイクスライダー。
致命傷だけは避けられた。運があるうちに撤退する。
様子見にしては。
この時代だと私ごとに。
もちろん。
刺激も反省も足りないようね。なら私が全部満たしてあげる。トラウマから始めよっか。スワープホライゾン。自称の彼方に行ってこーい。スキャリ
ここでまっすぐ。
コズミックマダンサポートお願いね。魔力溢れすぎてごめんあそばせ。地球の女にはあったでしょ。とっておきのツアーに入れてあげる。お代は結構出世払いで返してね。そこでフックスマッシュブローム壊して崩して蹴り流す。 コズミックツアースタート。
運命
このサポートお願いね。
あれはいつか見た終わりの星。どれほど遠く汚れても私は星を探すのです。さあ幕を開けてアラウンドカリマーン。
魔力溢れすぎてごめんあそばせ。地球の女にはあったでしょ。とっておきのツアーに入れてあげる。お代は結構出世払いで返してね。
はあ、鐘の音が聞こえる。
The wishes were shattered. Perhaps they would have come true if they had been left alone. Some witches dreamed hazily that good things might happen in the future. Some witches dreamed of the past where it was now too late to do anything. Right now in the present, everything is wrapping up perfectly. Maybe we could have seen real magic we're making the world in exchange for all the wishes in it. But endings like these don't quite seem right. Wishes aren't the only thing you can't take back. My number one wish wasn't anything special, and stars aren't supposed to burst. They're supposed to orbit. The bright starry sky peered down as other stars scattered across it. Despite the sad sight, the man looked up with a proud expression on his face. That's it. That's how stars ought to be. It's like you could see them when you're awake, and they provide light when you're asleep. Nothing else twinkles like them. They're fun to look at, but there's also something lonesome about them. As the man murmured those words like poetry, the collapse of 1999 was undone. I wish the transformation back to Super Alco was a little more, you know. I wish we had gotten a cutscene or something. How they usually do. Are you all ready to go? Everyone have everything? Good. Because in about 30 minutes, this singularity will disappear, and it will be back to the regular Kumano Hot Springs. When that happens, player, Mash, Servant Soldier, and I will return to our respective time periods. Anyone who's here already will stay here, though, although their memories of the singularity will be a little fuzzy. Yes, we know. We finished cleaning our room, so we're ready to leave at any time. Thanks for giving us such a great room, Kumano. I'm glad to hear that. And if you enjoyed your stay here, I hope you'll come and visit us again. You said you were both from 2019, yes? And I'll do my best to keep the inn in business until then. When you're wearing your disguise again, You look shadier than ever dressed like that. Hell, well, you know, since this is goodbye and all, I thought I'd make extra sure the newcomers remember me. Vi player and MASH. I'll have twice as many hot springs here when you visit in 18 years. Hang on. Am I going to disappear when the singularity does? No? I'm still not sure why, but you're registered as a heroic spirit in the throne now. So you'll be summoned independently from the original Soljiro. Although that might only apply to Chaldea. Right. Your servant self and your original self from this time are different people. Come to think of it, where did the original Soljiro go? Well, it would have been confusing having two of the same person in one place, right? So my guess is Aoko once spotted him walking around the inn and hurled him back to Tokyo. Oh, so that's why you went off with a scary look on your face the first afternoon. Hey, I just wanted to stop by since it looked like this is it. Thanks for helping me on that misty day. I ain't often when you get to experience something like that. It sucks that I won't remember you guys, but at least you'll remember me, right? I can live with that. And hey, if someone you know ever buys some haunted property and gets cursed, give me a call. If you tell me you know my secret, I'll probably panic and give you a discount. Hello, allow me to once again apologize for the trouble I caused you. Now that the Ox God is gone, I no longer have any reason to stay on this mountain. But fortunately, Lord Sugitani has agreed to help me search for my master. It is good to have a goal. It sounds like your trip has a long way to go. So please take care and let me know if you ever need my help. You know, you really had us fooled, Kuonji. You knew that what was happening here the whole time. This isn't a mystery novel where the least suspicious person is the culprit. Why don't you speak up sooner? I didn't know about the connection between Wanwan and Shiny Star, or rather, I didn't think there was one. I was planning to find Shiny Star on my own once we dealt with Wanwan and solved Aoko's serial murder mystery. So then you didn't invite Aozaki to your room on the first night so you could cover up the evidence instead? I just wanted to talk with her for the first time in a while. I've seen you and Shizuki a few times since we graduated, but I haven't heard from Aoko. Oh, that explains it. I thought that was weird. The Alice I knew would never go in an outdoor bath with a girl she had only just met. Now I see. You pushed yourself to keep us company because it had been so long since we'd seen each other. It wasn't that big of a deal. Our time together was just so short. Never had a chance to go on a trip together. Thank you all again for your help. Are you leaving already? The air surrounding this inn is so much lighter now. I'm sure it won't be long before it becomes popular again. What am I going to do now? Well, there aren't any evil spirits that need exercising anymore, but Mr. Kumanoi begged me to stay here anyway. He said there would be a debt collector coming at Ark, scarier than any evil spirits, so he was hoping I could twist them just a little to scare them away. What a rascal that innkeeper is. So it looks like I'll be staying here for a while longer. I guess that makes me the inn's new guardian. Looks like this is goodbye for me too. I've got to make my regular check-in with the wife in the old building. Anything you want me to pass on to her, Ozaki? I know she'd love to hear from you. Tell her I'm doing well and I hope you are too. Also, I'm officially calling our CDs versus cassettes debate a draw. Are you serious? Well, I guess that does sound like something you'd say. And at least it'll be easy to remember. Goodbye, player. Mash. I wish we could have heard more about the future, but you gave me a good sense of it anyways. It sounds like things might be a little bleak, but at least I've learned that there will be good people like you to rise to the challenge. Oh, perfect timing. I was hoping I might catch you before you left. I have no idea what happened or what changed after the incident, but I could tell from the looks of your faces that you accomplished something big. I'm sorry I couldn't be there with you. I'm sure it must have been quite the spectacle. Oh, it looks like our tack is here. Hey, not that way. Oh dear. I'm sorry for leaving you so suddenly, but I'm afraid we must be on our way now. Still, I do hope that you'll invite me the next time something like this happens. Excuse me. Are you the Kumano Inn's detectives? Yes! Whoa! Yes! Let's go! Yes! Oh! Wait. Damn. Oh, and yes, I know who it is. I can't remember his name right now. But, like, damn, he really has, like, Fujimaro's face. I found it a little funny. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. My wife's told me all about you. It sounds like you helped her out a lot. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but she's always been something of a sucker for ghost stories, so... Alright, I still haven't introduced myself. Yes! Ryogi Mikiya. Yeah, he took on her name. I still haven't introduced myself, have I? I'm Ryogi Mikiya. Please forgive me for not paying my respects sooner. Our daughter hasn't been feeling well, so I've been busy taking care of her. Go on, Mana. Can you say hello to your mother's friends? I'm sorry, she's still dealing with a fever. Anyway, I'm sorry to chat and run, but we better be off on our way now. Thank you again for everything. Bye-bye. You know, it might be kind of late to be asking this, but what's Chaldea like anyway, player? Huh? I see. Sometimes busy, sometimes chaotic, sometimes relaxing, sometimes nostalgic, huh? That sounds like a great workplace. It might be even a good fit for Shizuki. You probably would know this by now, but he really just moves at his own pace. That's not fair. I prefer to think of it as doing what I can where I can. Players the same way. We might take risks, but we don't go overboard. Oh, sorry to interrupt your admiration, Mash, but I hope you know that you're going to need to rein him in so he doesn't get too out of hand. Anyway, since you two are so alike, I have a question for you. Why did you believe me and agree to help? Aoka-1 was acting super suspicious the whole time, right? That's true. It was clear from the start that something wasn't right. That doesn't mean I didn't trust her. Knowing you, it was pretty much a given that you were just trying to help. Claire said something similar. Well, maybe not with words, but with your spirit. The way you expressed yourself, right? Okay, we're here. Time to start erasing the singularity. When this is over, I'll be back where I belong, and you guys will go back to Chaldea. That includes you too, Sojiro. You're gonna keep working for humanity as a servant. What about you, Miss Kuonji? I'm originally from this time, so I'm just going to see you all off. Oko might have come here from the far future. That is, your present. But from your perspective, I'm just a stranger from the distant past. Still, the bond we developed here may be enough that I end up dropping by Chaldea myself. It does sound like you can use all the help you can get. After all, it does sound like you can get all the help you can get after all. So, if that happens, I won't be too upset. Me neither. I would love to see you again if we can. That's really nice of you, Mash. So, because you and player are so nice, and you didn't give up on me even after I'd been murdered 7 times, I have a present for you. But first, answer me this. Were you two looking for the left Holy Grail or the right one? Two Holy Grails? What should we do, Master? I think those might be synthetic Holy Grails. That's right. These aren't your ordinary Holy Grails. But don't worry, you can still use them like any other. I embedded it with magical energy I used to send the singularity through time and hold it in place into a couple pieces of shiny star. Then I had Alice make them look like the proper Holy Grails. You helped both a magician and a witch set things right after they messed up. After all, this was the least we could do to thank you. Don't mind if we do then. Oh, looks like it's time. Goodbye, player. Mash, Alice, and Sojiro. It wasn't always easy, but I still had a blast. I can already tell this is gonna be another fond memory for me. And hey, unlike Alice, I always show up right away when I'm called on, so I'll definitely see you again if the world's ever in serious trouble. She just had to go with another foreboding statement, didn't she? But that's just the way Alzaki is. Anyway, this is it for us. We're counting on you to take it from here, Alice. I'm sure my present day self will show up after I'm gone. So will you fill him in on everything that's happened? Okay. It'll be a little hassle, but I'll make sure I remember. In exchange, can I touch your right hand? Here. Sure. Here you go. I'm sorry. Alice? It's nothing. Thank you for staying well. It looks like the singularity's time's up. These last 6 days have been a lot of fun. I guess human mages aren't all half bad. After all. But now, this miracle's about to end. May everyone get back to their proper time. Farewell, Summoner of Chaldea. I'm sure your nights won't be all peaceful, but I pray you'll be suitably rewarded when they're over. Goodbye. May we meet again beneath the stars. Goodbye. Until next time. Got 2 gray. Or was it 1? The end. Oh man, I can't believe I messed up that bad. I mean, I don't want to believe it. Alzaki already there. Well, this situation is what I find hard to believe. What are you doing at Chaldea before me? Aren't you usually supposed to let a little more time pass before you just show up? Hey, I took plenty of time to get here. You were just slow on the race shift, that's all. Although, it did help that player and mash signals were so easy to recognize. That helped me jump here in no time. And And my head feels great too, thanks to all the information you shared. That's great to hear. Since you and Shojiro both just got here, would you like us to show you around? Maybe later. I'd hate to spoil the mood by admitting that I came here on my own power, so I need to leave soon. Ahem. Excuse me, player? Did you come see me right away? I have a question or three for you about the Holy Grails you just submitted. Senpai, I think it means the engineering team is conducting an official investigation. You should explain what happened, or you'll be stuck taking a remedial studies course for the whole day. Looks like we better go. We'll talk to you more later, okay? Okay. Now that I got to see them doing well, I better be on my way. Give them my regards, okay? Don't be ridiculous. No matter how you put it, that's just leaving them high and dry. It's rude. Make it sound like I'm dining and dashing. Oh, fine. I'm really pushing my luck, but I guess I could stay a little longer. There you go. You wouldn't be you if you always took the easy way out. Our recklessness is nothing compared to yours. I don't know whether to be flattered or offended by that. All right, then tell me this. There's still one thing about what player told me I don't get. Way back when this all started in 1999, I'd already lost. There's nothing I could do to turn things around. Apparently, I told you that I sent the singularity into the future because I couldn't win. But how could I pull off a big move like that when I didn't even have time to run away? And yet, somehow, I did. Some impossible miracle happened that gave me the chance I needed. Be honest, Sojiro. What you do? Well, I can't think of what I could be, but I probably did whatever I could. Anyone else would do the same, right? At first, there was a tiny glimmer. A few moments later, there was an explosion. It sucked in everything nearby and then blew it all away. Trees were laid low, rivers dried up, entire buildings were wiped from the face of the planet. Wind ragged on at 100 meters per second. This must be what it's like on Venus, she thought. It's no use. I can't get any closer. This endless emission is just insane. This disaster was supposed to be a simple job, damn it, not an actual apocalypse. That was when he heard a voice coming from inside the crater. The wind was blowing so strongly that a normal person would never pick up the voice, but he was sure he heard it. Shooting it doesn't work. Hitting it doesn't work either. Kicking it doesn't work. Like this thing doesn't obey the laws of the universe at all. High density magical energy invades Earth's surface as temperatures rises with no sign of showing. The youth wasn't at the crater's bottom. He stood on the rippling bedrock surrounding it. The ground had been flipped over and sharpened like the tip of a sword. About 40 meters below, he could see the magician facing off against what looked like a shining star. He crouched down on the rock, keeping his breathing short, shallow, and sharp. The oxygen had become toxic, burning his lungs with every breath he took. Here, the mere act of breathing was suicidal. But his legs still worked. By all rights, he should have run for his life. Even an ordinary human could still slide down the rock and make his way someplace safe. But even as he continued to breathe in the toxic air, he thought back to the events from earlier that day. Before the explosion took place, the air around Kumano Inn's old building had already been contaminated, and it was spreading. The inn's owner hurriedly evacuated the guests, and the incident was reported as a wildfire to the nearest town. Just when the townspeople had finished evacuating, the mountain transformed into an alternate world, a singularity. 6 hours later, the witch confessed to everything being due to her negligence. She went back to the mountains to try to make things right, but failed. The young man, in turn, had returned to the mountain to collect the witch's body when. Yikes, that was too close. Good thing I managed to shift at the last moment. What the hell is that thing? It doesn't obey the laws of physics. You can never tell when it's about to do something. It attacks constantly, and I have no idea what it even is. At the bottom of the crater, she saw a familiar face, doing her utmost to fight back. He hesitated, but only for a moment. He had second thoughts, but only for an instant. How many seconds could he last in this wind without his limbs being disintegrated? Could he run up this rocky, nearly 100-meter long slope in time? Even if he could, would he be able to jump all the way to the star floating in the air? And even if he's managed, what would happen next? Such a feat would be beyond human. He had already accomplished the inhuman 8 years ago. Back then, he had one of the witch's relics to help him, and his body was still in its prime. Now, that prime had of course long passed. He was barely a shadow of his younger self. He was a boy no longer, but a man. He now lived a comfortable life in the city, in civilized society. Moreover, still, it's gonna run out of steam eventually, right? Are you seriously telling me it's a star from outer space, here to destroy our world? Alright. He began to run. His toes broke, his upper arm split open, his lungs literally burned. One of his eyes collapsed, his chin sliced off, his heart burst. But his hearing remained intact. He could still hear the girl desperately trying to fight back. It should have been impossible. But this creature happened to be able to perfectly replicate any actions he had performed in the past. Unknown coordinates. He leaped into the air, one of his legs gone. He acknowledges the loss and raises his remaining hand. The ray falls to the evil spirit's lair. His body is obliterated without a trace, but his will remains as strong as it was 8 years ago. Now, Turbine Horizon. I'm forfeiting this game and putting this whole singularity on timeout. Those few seconds he brought her changed the very world. When they had passed, all traces of the disaster had vanished. Nobody would ever know what had taken place. The tale of his exploits would never be passed on. On a planet about to end, a miracle saved a magician. Okay, so he sacrificed himself in order to save her. So wait, is he dead now? I don't know. Okay, there's still a couple things to do.
セブン、今回は普段よりおとなしいんすよね。空気読んで黙ってるっていうより、その輝きお宝っすね。不労所得よりすごいっす。
So I'm actually unsure whether or not Sojiro actually died at the end of this. Because we were trying to beat it back in 1999 so we could save him, but it just seems like we beat it before, right after he sacrificed himself. Or maybe I'm just looking at this wrong. Oh. Fuck, it's already 12 o'clock, man. I have to go to bed. I still have so much shit to do. I guess I'll end the stream with me summoning Alko and Alice. I already summoned for them. I mean, like, playing back the summons. If I go to my room, there she
ああ、
is.
イベント？別に止めないわ。遊ぶときは遊ぶ、学ぶときは学ぶでしょ。ただしスケジュール管理はしっかりね。
Damn, is this in order?
「眩しいトンネルを抜けると、そこは見知らぬ研究施設だった。ホラー映画かミステリー小説かって話よね。どっちも好きだからいいけど。こんにちは、カルデアの魔術師さん。サーバント・トラベラーじゃないか。サーバント・フォーリナー、青崎青子よ。事情はだいたい刷り込まれているから説明はしなくていいわ。これからよろしくね。
Now for Alice. Maybe she's under K, because I didn't see her at A. Let's see. Yep.
「私まで呼ばれるなんて」他の魔術師の工房を見学しようだなんて考えたのがいけなかったのかしら。マインスターの魔女は誰とも契約しないけれど、この状況なら仕方がないわね。私はクオンジ・アリス。クラスはキャスター？そう。アサシンに強いのならそれでいいわ。
I guess I'll look at the rest of the bonds later, but yeah, for the most part, that's kind of it, folks. So thank you for tuning in, whether it be on stream or after stream is over. I generally do appreciate it. There will be more streams of the event because we're technically not done with the event. So yeah, anyways, this is where I part for now.